I bought this broken Razer keyboard for about $6. The switches and keycaps still looks and feels fine, so let's check what exactly is broken on this keyboard. I tried tacking on a micro USB breakout board to test whether or not the keyboard just needs a new cable for it to work again. And after a bit more researching, I later found out that I needed this connector board. Looks like this board is used for the custom matrix layout that the microcontroller uses. I'm not about to spend an additional $25 for a replacement part that may or may not work with this thing. So I've gone to the Teensy route and started to wire my own matrix. Here is the TLDR of making your own keyboard matrix. First, select and edit the standard layout that you are going to use from the keyboard layout editor website. After that, edit the layout based on the keyboard you are working on, whether it has some weirdo layout or some switch keys on the KB firmware website. Copy the raw data and paste it onto the KB firmware website, then select import. This is basically your wiring diagram that you will follow for the keyboard you are wiring. Download the hex file as you will use this to program a microcontroller for the keyboard later. I first desoldered all the SMD diodes that are on the PCB of the old keyboard. These are all still fine, so I'm gonna reuse them for the project. Now, on to wiring the keyboard itself. Typically, you just need to wire the negative end of the diode towards the pin of the switch. Then all of the positive ends of those diodes are connected to a single row. For wiring the columns, you just wire the other pins to each other per column. Then finally, you wire each of the corresponding columns to each pin of the Teensy. The microcontroller that we are going to use for the project is a Teensy 2.0 microcontroller. There are cheaper clones of it online for around $6 to $7. It has a built-in HID controller and enough pins for a TKL layout. Download and install the Arduino IDE and Teensy loader software for your microcontroller. Reset it to make it enter program mode and load up the hex file that you have downloaded earlier. At this point, you can edit macros on the hex file on the KB firmware site if you should wish. We now just have to hook up everything to the Teensy and enjoy our first boot up. Since in my case I hated how bulky the original Razer chassis is, I designed and 3D printed my own for it, that displays my name on it. For the Razer keyboard, it has an open space on its backplate, so I cut out a clear window to showcase the Teensy and we are done. A lot of work for a keyboard, but after 8 whole months, the keyboard is still going strong and is still what I currently use. That is all for the project. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and be sure to leave a like if you like the project. Be sure to subscribe so that you can look forward to the next project. Thank you and goodbye.